Gone versus the King is one of the most anticipated things. It's shown in history, but what if I told you Gone had to fight more than one Ant King? Now, we know that Gone, he is going to have to battle many different kings throughout this series. Yes, in order to become the top Nen user in the world, he's going to have to defeat a lot of them, and in order to prove himself and in order to get his Nen back, he will have to test himself against the best of the best, and not to mention his fate itself has connected himself to these certain kings. And I mean, story-wise, there are just some of these characters that he will not be able to avoid because it's destiny that he's going to be able to fight them. And first, I have to discuss Gone versus Meruem. And I know some of you guys must be thinking, whoa, Gone and Meruem, why are you bringing this up? And I'm bringing this up just to tell you guys that Gone, he could defeat Meruem. Yes, not the one when he had the reincarnation, not that one, but the pre-nuke Meruem, Gone could defeat him because we know that Gone, he defeated P2 with ease. When Meruem, he couldn't even kill her when he tried. And we saw that P2, he was actually scared for the king's life. And that was all for good reason, because we saw what Gone did to P2. So I definitely do believe that with those 2 points of evidence, Gone can definitely beat Meruem, but that's just the beginning for one of the many kings that Gone will have to face. And speaking of the Ant King, I have to discuss his brother. Yes, I have to discuss the Ant King's brother, who will be Gone's new rival. He will be Gone's new sparring partner, and that is none other than Kite. Yes, we know that Kite has been reborn as the Ant King's twin, so that means that he's going to have all the abilities that Meruem did have once he does unlock it later on. And now that we know that Kite and Gone are going to be close friends, which I think is going to be epic, I could definitely see Gone and Kite being, I guess you could say, rivals, sparring partners, training with each other. And I do think that Kite, as the new Ant King, has the potential to surpass Meruem, even the post-nuke Meruem. And this battle, it won't be a battle to the death. No. It won't be something like a Gone versus Meruem. It will be something like a training, but battles to help Gone get stronger for the future. And the future that he has to get stronger for is the one with Gyro, because we know that Gyro, he is the king of the NGL, and this was the first Chimera Ant to escape from the Ant Queen. Yes, he was the first Chimera Ant to escape from the Ant Queen. He gained his consciousness, he gained all that stuff back before everybody, and he is still confirmed alive and is hiding out, rebuilding his kingdom. And we know that he is actually a mythical beast Chimera Ant, so he is on the level of Yuppie, if not even stronger. So I'm definitely excited to see what Gyro can do. And when I say that fate was destined for these two to meet, it was confirmed that Gone and Gyro, they were in the same city at the same time and place, but it just so happens that their paths didn't cross right after Gyro did escape from the Queen, and when Gone was getting ready to obviously head into the NGL with Kite and Killua, that's where they were all in the same city. And we know that that was highlighted by the narrator, by Togashi, and we know Togashi, he wouldn't do that for no reason. So I definitely do think that Gone versus Gyro, it will be Gone's biggest fight of the series. Yes, this will be Gone's biggest fight of the series, because he's going to have to fight the king of NGL. We saw all the Chimera Ants who looked up to Gyro. This is no slouch, so I definitely do have to say that this will be Gone's biggest battle, him versus a mythical beast, king of the NGL. And last but not least, I have to discuss the biggest king that we have seen so far. And actually, we haven't even seen him. We just heard of him. And his name is Don Freaks, because he is living on the Dark Continent and he is Gone's ancestor. Now, me personally, I'm going to claim him as the king of the Dark Continent. And once Gone actually does go to the Dark Continent, because me personally, I believe that Gone, he will go to the Dark Continent. Once he finally does get his Nen back, he will meet the king, aka Don Freaks, and he will have to battle him. Now, as far as how it goes, I don't know if this battle will necessarily go to the death, just because I don't know, we don't know anything about Don's character. We don't know if he's a sicko, we don't know if he's a nice guy, but I don't think that Don's going to be wanting to kill one of his own, I guess you could say one of his own seeds. But if he does decide to kill him, that, or at least go full force at him, that would be crazy to see, because we know that to live on the Dark Continent, you have to be a savage. There is no niceness on the Dark Continent. So what if he actually does want to test Gon, and what if he wants somebody to surpass him by actually defeating him and becoming the new king of the Dark Continent? And with Gon having to battle all these kings, once he does defeat Dawn Freaks, he will be known as the king of the Dark Continents, where all of the beasts lay. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.